George, you and Will are kind of the two mainstays along the defensive line. What has that process been like trying to bring some of the younger guys along, get them ready for the season?
The process has been pretty good this camp. Just besides me and Will having to do it, our coaches came in with a real strong presence that freshmen are needed for this depth, and they stepped up to the curve pretty quick.
What was the learning process like for you? How much difference between what you're doing this year and last year?
The learning process was different because of the way he wants the defensive line played, the position played. Pretty much it's the same thing with the shades and the different alignments of the technique, but just how he wants the different positions played is different.
Do you like playing in the gaps rather than head up all the time?
Yeah, I do, because you can get more penetration and try to make more plays rather than just trying to bang heads all day.
What about you jumped and played a lot of different positions now and going back and forth? Do you have a favorite in this defense or place you think you're the most effective?
I like playing a tackle pretty much in the run defense, but I like playing nose in the pass, because we got different packages for the pass and run. So I like playing the tackle in the run, but the nose in the pass.
Will you probably be bouncing back and forth in those different packages?
I'll be playing both.
Does that help you any, maybe going against different guys on the offensive line?
It helps a lot, because pretty much everybody on the offensive line is pretty good. You got Spain outside, just big, and pretty much like what you're going to see with the other offenses, and then you bounce back the nose. We're playing against Joey, which is pretty much one of the best centers in the country, so you get the different experiences going from each position.
Finally, Will Clark has gotten a lot of preseason publicity, whatever. Sometimes you guys that are on the inside don't get quite as much. Do y'all talk about that, or is that tough to deal with at all?
Not really, not at all. Well, I'm glad he's getting all the attention that he is getting, and it's just better for our defense and D-line in general as a whole. So if he brings attention to us and we all do good, everybody will get the light eventually.
Does it feel like you guys have more guys at the line of scrimmage this year?
The buck position is down, which pretty much makes it a 4-3, so it is a lot more people on the line per se, but when they drop back in the coverage, it's pretty much the same thing, rushing 3 or rushing 4, you never know.
Does that make it any easier on a defensive tackle, having an extra guy maybe taking on an extra blocker? Or
I think the way that we align this defense makes it easier on the defensive tackle by being in the gap rather than being a head-up technique on a man, rather than just this certain amount of people on the line, because if we have a certain amount of people on the line, like 4 or 5, not necessarily all the time they're going to be rushing. So if they are rushing, it helps, but if they're not rushing, it's the same thing.
how hard is